Welcome to Table Mountain. As you can hear, the chorus frogs are singing their chorus, attracting their mates. These are tiny little frogs, about 1 inch long. They will no doubt disappear and become very quiet when I approach them, so I don't think we're going to get a good view of them. I did get a picture of one earlier. But we're going to go down creekside here and look at some of the water-loving plants here. We've got this white stuff here. This is Table Mountain Metaphome here. There's a honeybee there. It's a European honeybee, but there are lots of wild ones or feral ones. Over here we have Seep Spring Monkey Flower, and so called because some people think that the frogs are quiet suddenly. Some people think that looks like a monkey face. I don't particularly, but maybe use a little bit of imagination. You can see this stuff loves to grow right in the water. The roots are practically exposed there in the water. Some other things here. This is water buttercup here. Looking down, this is a special place for wildflowers because of this rock that we see here. This is actually solid lava. It's frozen lava. This is Lovejoy basalt here that came from a volcano called Mount Yana that flowed about 15 million years ago. So this is 15 million year old frozen lava here. And this used to be at the bottom of a valley, but as you can see now, the mountains that were around it have eroded away and left this Table Mountain here. Up on the hillside we have some, up on the higher ground here where there's less moisture and less soil. Also we have some drier hardier plants here. Look at this crust of soil on this volcanic rock. This volcanic rock is very hard to erode. So the soil takes a long time to form and you don't get very deep soil. So right here we've got little tiny plants called pygmy stonecrop. Great name for them because they are tiny. I mean, there's my finger there. You can see how tiny these guys are. Sorry if that's not in focus. So, dwarf stonecrop there, practically growing out of the stone. And lots of little erodium here. This is actually a weed that was brought in by ranchers, but it's good feed for cows. Here's one of our native wildflowers here, fiddleneck, that can grow in very poor soil. The head of the flower looks kind of like a fiddle head. They should call them fiddleheads, actually. Here is some lupin here. There are many different species of lupins, and they're hard to tell apart. Lupin actually means wolf. They used to think that the lupins took the nutrients out of the soil, and so they were like wolves, taking the nutrients out of the soil. But actually what is going on here is that these are legumes. They're in the pea family. You can kind of see, if you've seen pea flowers before, those look like pea flowers. Plants in the pea family are nitrogen fixers. They actually have nitrogen fixing bacteria root nodules, so they can fix nitrogen from the air, which other plants can't do without those bacteria. Plants can't get nitrogen out of the air, so These are actually creating their own fertilizer, actually. So rather than making the soil poorer, they're actually making the soil richer by introducing nitrogen. So this is a creek leading to Lower Ravine Falls here. Not much water right now. Let's see if we can give you a little peek over the falls. I'll stick the camera out, not my head. Long way down. Some buttercups here. Might be a good flower for pressing. This is Western Redbud here. It is another flower in the pea family. You can kind of see the same structure as the lupin, and it's a favorite of hummingbirds, and I hear one. This is Parrish's nightshade here, which is growing very well in some of our burned areas, like this canyon here at Table Mountain was burned a couple of years ago. Nightshade, same family as tomatoes and bell peppers, so you might recognize that flower shape. This is variable leaved Nemophila. Seen a lot of that in Lower Bidwell Park right now. Tiny little yellow white flower. And there is a fly on there pollinating a flower fly. This is our coolest sparrow here, the lark sparrow. Most sparrows are difficult to identify. This one is easy. If you look at that face, there's nothing else that really has that kind of bold marking on the face. So some of our prettier flowers, especially if you look very closely inside of it, this is called Gilia tricolor, or bird's eye gilia. If you look inside, you can see 3 different colors at least. Next to Goldfields, your classic sunflower family. And you can see why they call it Goldfields. Those are all Goldfields out there. All those yellow flowers. There's another one you can find in big numbers. It's called Yellow Carpet. It looks a lot like Goldfields. It is a sunflower, but it has these white pollen balls on there if you look at it closely. And underneath, the bottoms of the petals are purple. The backside is purple. This is a violet here. This is one of our native violets, Douglas's violet. You can see from the leaves there are many different types of violets, and they're not all violet. A lot of them are yellow, like this one. That grows in great numbers is the popcorn flower, Plagiobothres species. They're very hard to separate. You have to basically collect the seeds and do a bunch of measurements to key them out. Some of them have little yellow spots. I guess that would be the butter on the inside there. But this is popcorn flower.